Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thanks for stopping by today. On the turntable, we're taking a look at the Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse Bizarro figure from DC Rebirth. This figure was released in 2021, and it's been a long time since we've had any kind of Bizarro action going on. This figure is actually quite striking, but you do have to do a couple modifications to make this figure truly stand out, and I think a more enjoyable figure to display on your shelf or just play around with. So, right off the hop, unfortunately, we did have an incident with this figure. This figure does have this small little S-curl at the very top of his head. Unfortunately, this tiny little piece broke off. Really sucks, but I'm okay. Because when I tried to glue this on, it would not stay. It is so freaking tiny. It just would not stay on, so I'm okay not having it on my figure. It's making my figure a little more unique. So I basically repainted that black little nub, and now it's got a more slicked hairdo. Now, like I said in the intro, we got to do some modifications. So this is on the infected Jim Lee Hush body block, right? So we've seen that tons of time. We've had some great time doing some toy surgery, modifying this figure and making them better. So, case in point, we take a look at my definitive Superman. This guy here, we did have to extend the neck peg so he doesn't have that stubby neck. We did have to extend the torso. We just pulled up that torso and didn't put it all the way into the abdomen area. Still have all the articulation, everything you want, but the torso is extended. And we had to do that with this guy because he was just far too stubby. He had zero neck. He had no neck. Here, we used that extended neck peg, and he's got a beautiful range of motion here going on, side attitude, all sorts of things going on. That is beautiful. And this head sculpt is really nice. It definitely has a David Finch vibe to it from Forever Evil, a comic book series from a few years ago. Definitely check it out. It is really good. And the torso as well. We did have to do that little surgery where we extended the torso. And as you can see, he has way more articulation. Look at that. That is awesome. You can get him some really dynamic flight poses. So I definitely suggest doing that to this figure. Check out my previous shorts and a couple of videos I've done regarding that. It will make this figure look so much better. The extra range of motion is fantastic. But overall, this is using the same body block. They finally got that painted boot, which on the Rebirth Superman they didn't. That was a disaster. I don't know why they didn't repaint that. But the figure is really outstanding. Now, let's just take a quick look at the packaging. So the packaging does have that classic artwork, which I really appreciate instead of just action figure photography. And it has the cross-sell. The cross-sell has always been one of my favorite things. I love seeing what other figures are available in this lineup. You got Bizarro, Rebirth. Figure did come with a trading card with the artwork on the back. Display stand. Comes with a fisted hand and a grasping hand. So you could have two grasping hands or two fisted hands on this figure. That's appreciated. And like I said, the figure does have some absolutely great aesthetics. Only one thing I'd wish besides the modifications, we talk about the neck peg, the standard torso, I wish it was a big, bulkier figure. I would like to have my Bizarro just be a bit more imposing than your regular standard kind of figure here. Now we'll bring in Superman. I just want to do a quick comparison. Now with these two, you definitely have a bit of a bulk and advantage going on with the Bizarro figure, which I really like. The slender, more muscular Superman is really nice, and it pairs up with this Bizarro extremely well. Now when we take that Hush Superman, okay, so this one I did nothing on. I didn't swap out the abdomen, I didn't extend it. I did actually swap back and use a regular smaller neck peg, but I didn't put the head all the way down. So it still has a great range of motion. It can't look down whatsoever though, but it still has some nice range of motion. And seeing these two figures together, they're both buffed out figures, but let's put them back to back. And you can see this this Bizarro is just a bit taller in height. And I think that suits this Superman. Like, you check that out. He is taller, gives him more of that oomph as a bigger, larger character, more imposing character. So I like having that aspect. And overall, you know, he's part, I remember during the comics of, I think it was Rebirth, him, Artemis, and Red Hood formed the Outlaws. And I was so looking forward if they did a 3-pack of those those three together, the Outlaws 3-pack, I think that would be awesome. In 2024, we can get maybe even a real tooled Bizarro, a little bit bigger proportions. That would be excellent. Artemis would be awesome. A new Red Hood. I'm not going to say no to that. That would be awesome. But let's take a look at some of the articulation that this figure has. So you do have the neck joint. Now, if you don't do that modification, the neck joint is going to sit way further down, and it's going to look like he doesn't even have a neck. So I recommend doing that neck joint swap. So you got a lot of range of motion there. You got the butterfly joint with the ball joint here at the hinge here, bicep joint swivel, double jointed ratcheted elbows, wrist articulation. Now the abdomen, of course, we're gonna have all that articulation to go back and forward, so that's great. You get the ball joint at the hip, double jointed ratcheted knees, all the toe articulation you want, side pivot, ball joint, everything going on there. So that's great. Now the cape, I really like the texturing on the cape. It has a bit of a rougher edge to it. You can see it's tattered, ripped up, and just looks fantastic. Well done. And overall, this figure does have a lot of proportions, a lot of striking aspects that doing those modifications make this figure even better. So definitely go for it. And one other figure I want to put side by side with Bizarro is Mr. Deathstroke here. This Deathstroke is from Rebirth as well. I think these two figures look pretty cool. I can definitely see a scenario where maybe this Bizarro is going a little out of the ordinary. Lex wants to put it to an end for some reason, and they're gonna hire Deathstroke to take him down. That could be kind of a cool play scene, or a diorama you could set up, or an action fight between these two. That'd be pretty cool. But overall, I think this figure is fantastic. He's definitely worthwhile. Add him to collection now. He's gonna be tough to find. 2021 release. And we're in 2023, heading into 2024. So another figure I wanted to take a look with is the Plush Batman. Plush Batman does stand a little taller still on this figure with the modifications. I didn't think we did a full torso extension in there, but you know, it still looks really good with these two guys. Of course, Batman does need to be a little smaller than Bizarro in my opinion, but yeah, these two guys look cool together. It's very nice. And one of the newer figures that's come out recently, another Superman villain. We got Atomic Skull. And I really love this Atomic Skull. He is towering, imposing. This is how I want my Bizarro to look. So hopefully one day, if we do get that 3-pack of the Outlaws, we'll get a remodified, tooled up Bizarro that looks imposing as hell. So there you go, guys. That's my quick little review on Bizarro from Rebirth. Definitely track it down. Definitely do the modifications that this figure desperately needs in this plush body buck. So there is one more figure that uses body buck that I haven't touched, and that's the Infected Superman that came with the Sky Tyrant version of Batman Who Laughs. I can't remember the other figures, but I'm going to review that one. I'm thinking I might do the swaps out with the torso and the neck pegs. I want to see how that one stands out, because I always liked the way that one looked. But man, the no neck just did not do it for me. I don't even think I opened that figure. I think I left him in the package, but we'll do a review on him, and we'll see some modifications probably. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this Bizarro figure. And if you're going to do the modifications on this, or have you done them to some other figures, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to see what you guys are up to. Thanks so much.